Hello everybody, welcome into another lesson. So today we're going to talk about proportions. If we remember, proportions are simply two ratios that are equal, set equal to each other. So when solving proportion equations, you take the cross products. So you would take x times 4, which would simply be 4x, set that equal to 5 times 3, which would be 15. And then we want to solve for x. Well, we got to divide by 4. If you do that on the left side, you just get x. Do it on the right side, you just get 15 fourths. And 15 fourths doesn't reduce any further, so your answer for x would be 15 fourths. I got plenty more where this came from. Alright, we got y over 3 equals 4 over 7. So y over 3 equals 4 over 7. Well, you take the cross products, set it equal to each other. So you take y times 7, which would be 7y, set that equal to 3 times 4, which would end up being 12. And then you want to solve for y, so you got to divide by 7. If you do that on the left side, you just get y. Do it on the right, you get 12 sevenths. And 12 over 7 doesn't reduce any further, so your answer would in fact be 12 sevenths. Alright, now this is a little bit different. We have 8 over 5 equals 4 over 3x. Okay? 8 over 5 equals 4 over 3x. Well, we have the variable in the denominator. Whenever you have a variable in the denominator, the value of the variable cannot equal 0. Otherwise, you will get an undefined result. So if you take 3x set equal to 0, x would be equal to 0. So x cannot equal 0. So if we get x equals 0, we have to throw that result out, because that would give the original proportion, that would make that undefined if x equals 0. But let's go ahead and take the cross products. 8 times 3x, well, that'd be 24x. Set that equal to the cross product of 5 times 4, that'd be 20. So x would equal, let's see, divide both sides by 24, x would equal 20 over 24. Well, 20 over 24 does reduce further. It reduces down to 5/6. So the answer you should get for this should be 5/6. And it did not equal 0, so we're good. X would equal 5/6. Alright, similar one. We have 8 over 5k is equal to 2 over 5. So we have 8 over 5k is equal to 2 over 5. Well, we have a variable in the denominator that k cannot equal 0. So k cannot equal 0. Otherwise, it'll make the original proportion expression undefined, because you would get a 0 in the denominator, which is definitely forbidden. We can't do that. Now just take the cross products here. 5k times 2, that would give you 10k. Set that equal to 8 times 5, which would be 40. Well, divide both sides by 10, divide the left side by 10, you get k is equal to 40 divided by 10, that works out to be 4. So the value you get for k is 4, and that is defined. We can totally do that. K equals 4. we have 4 all over x is equal to 5. They just give you 4 all over x is equal to 5. Well, first, that value of x cannot equal 0 because you would have a 0 in the denominator, which would make the expression undefined. So x therefore cannot equal 0. Now, on the right side we just have 5. Isn't it true the default denominator is 1? So we can put a guiding 1 in the denominator for the 5. So now we'll take x times 5, that would be 5x. We would set that equal to 4 times 1, which would be 4. And now we got to solve for x, so we divide by 5, you get x is equal to, you divide 4 by 5, you get 4/5. So the answer you should get for this would end up being 4/5. Alright, we have 4 equals 20 over negative 9w. Well, first let's start with that negative 9w, since we have a variable, it can't equal 0, right? Otherwise it would make the expression undefined because you'd have a 0 in the denominator. You set negative 9w equal to 0, that means w equals 0, so we cannot let w equal 0. That's where it would be undefined. Now, for that 4, isn't it true that it has a denominator of 1? So let's go ahead and do that here. Make the denominator 1. Now you could take 4 times negative 9w. That would give you negative 36w. That'd be equal to 1 times 20, which would in fact be 20. Now, we want to divide both sides by negative 36 to solve for w. If you do it on the left side, you get w. Do it on the right side, you get negative 20 36, which does reduce further. That will reduce to negative 5/9. So the answer you should get for this would be negative 5/9. Alright. Now how about this? We have x minus 5 all over 4 set equal to 3 over 2. Well, the process is still going to be the same, but we suddenly just don't have x by itself anymore. We have minus a constant. So what you're going to do is take x minus 5 times 2, so that'd be 2 times x minus 5. You'll set that equal to 4 times 3, which is 12. Well, let's do the distributive property. 2 times x, that is 2x, minus 2 times 5, that'd be minus 10. That'd be equal to 12. Well, we want to isolate the 2x by itself. So you have to add 10 to both sides. You do it to the left side, you get 2x by itself. Add 10 to 12, you get 22. And now we want to solve for x by itself. Divide by 2, you get x. Divide the right side by 2, you get 11. So the answer you should get is x equals 11. Alright, similar one. Y minus 3 all over 8 equals 3 all over 4. Alright, so we got y minus 3 all over 8 is equal to 3 over 4. Well, take the cross product of y minus 3 times 4, you'll end up getting 4 times y minus 3. Set that equal to the cross product of 8 times 3, that's going to be 24. Now do the distributive property on the left side. 4 times y, that is 4y. Minus 4 times 3, that's minus 12. that would equal 24. Now you want to get that 4y by itself. You have a minus 12. You need to add 12. If you do it to the left side, you get 4y by itself is equal to 24 plus 12. That would be 36. Now you want to solve for y by itself. You got to divide both sides by 4. Do it to the left side, you just get y. On the right side, 36 divided by 4, that is 9. So the answer you should get for this is y equals 9. All right. How about this? We have 5n minus 3 all over 4 is equal to 5n plus 3 all over 6. So we got 5n minus 3 all over 4 is equal to 5n plus 3 all over 6. Well, we're still going to take the cross product. You'll take 6 times 5n minus 3. So 6 times 5n minus 3, that's equal to 4 times 5n plus 3. Alright, so now we do the distributive property on both sides. 6 times 5n, that is 30n. Minus 6 times 3, that'd be minus 18. That'd be equal to 4 times 5n, that's 20n. Plus 4 times 3, that's 12. Well, safe to say we want to get the 30n by itself on the left-hand side. So, we have the minus 18, we need to add 18. If we add 18 to the left side, you just get 30n by itself. That'd be equal to 20n. Then you have plus 12 plus 18, that'd be plus 30. Alright. Now, we want to get that 30 by itself on the right-hand side. We want to remove the 20n from the right-hand side. So we have to subtract 20n from the right-hand side. If we do that, you get 30 by itself. But you got to do it to the left side also. So 30n minus 20n, that would be 10n. Now you have 10n equals 30. We want to just solve for n. You got to divide both sides by 10. Divide the left side by 10, you get n. Divide the right side by 10, you get 3. So therefore, n is equal to 3. So that would be your answer. N equals 3. Alright, let's see here. 6x minus 2 all over 7 is equal to 5x plus 7 all over 8. So we have 6x minus 2 all over 7 is equal to 5x plus 7 all over 8. Well, let's take the cross products. 8 times 6x minus 2 is what you would get for the first one. 8 times 6x minus 2 is equal to 7 times 5x plus 7. So now let's work on the distributive property on both sides. 8 times 6x, well that's 48x. Minus 8 times 2, that'd be minus 16. So you have 48x minus 16 is equal to 7 times 5x, that's 35x. Plus 7 times 7, that'd be 49. So now you have 48x minus 16 equals 35x plus 49. Alright, well, we want to get that 48x by itself on the left side. We have a minus 16, so we need to add 16. If we add 16 to the left side, you just get 48x. set that equal to the right side, so you would still have 35x. Now you have positive 49 plus 16, that'll give you 65. So now you have 48x equals 35x plus 65. So now we want to get that 65 by itself on the right hand side. We got to remove that 35x from the right hand side. If we do that, you just get 65 by itself, and then 48x minus 35x, that is 13x. So now we just want to solve for x. Divide by 13 on the left, you just get x. The right side, 65 divided by 13, that's 5. So the answer you should get for this in the end would end up being x equals 5. All right. I got 2 more, and then I think we'll be done for the day. So we have 15 all over x plus 7 is equal to 45 all over x plus 21. So 15 all over x plus 7 is equal to 45 all over x plus 21. Well, first things first, let's set up, we have variables in the denominator. We need to determine those values of x for which it is, which makes the denominator undefined. So, if we take x plus 7 equal to 0, x would equal negative 7, which means x cannot equal negative 7. Because if x equals negative 7, you get a 0 in the denominator, which doesn't work. Let's also deal with x plus 21 equal to 0. That would mean x would be equal to negative 21. Well, x cannot equal negative 21. If x equals negative 21, you get a 0 in the denominator, which doesn't work. So, what it's going to be is that x cannot equal negative 7 or negative 21. If you get either of those answers, you got to throw it out because you get an undefined result. Now, we are going to take 15 times x plus 21. We're going to set that equal to 45 times x plus 7. Alright, well, notice something here. You have a 15 on the left side, a 45 on the right. We can divide both sides by 15 to save ourselves from working with some really big numbers. That is permissible. If you divide the left side by 15, you just get x plus 21, right? Because it's 15 times x plus 21. You're simply dividing that 15 out. If you divide 45 by 15, you simply get 3 times x plus 7. Much easier to work with than trying to take 15 times 21 and 45 times 7. I think most people would prefer that. Okay. So on the right side, let's do the distributive property. You have x plus 21 on the left, 3 times x on the right, well that's 3x. Plus 3 times 7, well that's going to be 21. Alright, now on the left side we want to get that x by itself. Okay, so we have a positive 21, we need to subtract 21. If we subtract 21 from the left side, we just get x. That'll be equal to the right side, 3x, and then you have 21 minus 21, that'd be 0. So now you just have x equals 3x. Well, it's safe to say we want to get the 0 by itself on the right-hand side. We want to get rid of 3x from the right-hand side. So if you do that, you're just left with 0. x minus 3x, that's negative 2x. So you have negative 2x equals 0. You want to solve for x, divide both sides by negative 2. The left side, you just get x. The right side, 0 divided by negative 2, that's 0. So the answer you would get is x equals 0. Alright, and the last one, as I promised. Proportions are relatively straightforward, thankfully, so it's not too bad. Alright. We have 36 all over 2x minus 3 set equal to 72 all over 2x plus 3. Alright, so we got 36 all over 2x minus 3 equal to 72 all over 2x plus 3. Well, we have variables in the denominator. Therefore, we need to figure out which values of x would make this proportion undefined with a denominator of 0. So take your 2x minus 3, set that equal to 0. Well, 2x would end up equaling 3. So then x would equal 3 halves. That means x cannot equal 3 halves. That's one undefined value. X can't equal 3 halves. Now take your 2x plus 3, set that equal to 0. 2x would equal negative 3, which means that x would equal negative 3 halves, meaning x cannot equal negative 3 halves. So x can't equal positive or negative 3 halves. That would make this proportion undefined with a denominator of 0. Now that we've figured that out, let's take our cross products here. We have 36 times the quantity of 2x plus 3. That would be equal to 72 times your 2x minus 3. Well, we can save ourselves some working with some really big numbers again. We don't want to do 36 times 3 or 72 times 3, do we? Well, you have 36 on the left side, 72 on the right. It's safe to say that you can divide both sides by 36. You do that to the left side, you simply just get 2x plus 3 would be equal to, now the right side, 72 divided by 36, that's 2 times 2x minus 3. Much easier to work with. 2 times 3 is much easier to work with than 72 times 3. I think most people would prefer that. So now let's do the distributive property on the right hand side. The left side will still stay the same. You'll have 2x plus 3. That'll be equal to 2 times 2x, well that's 4x, minus 2 times 3, that'd be minus 6, so you have 2x plus 3 equals 4x minus 6. Well, we want to get that 2x by itself on the left hand side. We have a plus 3, so we need to subtract 3. You subtract 3 from the left hand side, you're left with 2x all by itself. That'll be equal to still 4x, but now you have negative 6 minus 3, that'd be minus 9. So you have 2x equals 4x minus 9. Now, we want to get that negative 9 by itself on the right hand side. We have a positive 4x, so we need to subtract 4x. You take away 4x on the right hand side, you just get negative 9. Now 2x minus 4x, that's negative 2x. Now you want to solve for x, you got to divide both sides by negative 2. Divide the left side by negative 2, you get x. Now the right side, negative 9 divided by negative 2, that would give you positive 9 over 2 because the negatives would cancel out. So the answer you should get is x equals 9 over 2. So proportions, basically just take the cross product. Look for any division you can do to simplify simplify your multiplication before you go into it. Save yourself some work with big numbers and having to bust out a calculator if at all possible. And if you have variables in the denominator, you have to remember, you have to find the values for which would make the denominator undefined with the denominator 0. And if you do end up getting the results that are undefined, you got to throw out the results. If hypothetically the only answer you got was one of these undefined values, there would be no solution then. That's what you would say. There would be no solution. But that's it for proportions. Next lesson we are going to do equations with fractional coefficients. So I hope everyone has a good day. Take care.